Good morning, all those that are present here on a Sunday morning. This is Dr. Sandhya, and we have today all the three. Actually, today's book review is having five ladies. It being Navratri, we have five ladies who are going to be reviewing this book. Now, can you guess who are the five ladies? It's all ladies' gang. No,
Three reviewers, one moderator, and the protagonist from the
yes,
novel.
Avani. Good
Right.
morning, Ian. Good morning, Akshay. Good morning, Mitali, Bhavna, Ravi sir, and Pinaki. Thank you so much for helping us start this meeting. So here, this is Dr. Sandhya, and we have Dr. Garima, we have Ritu, and we have CA Pallavi. I am now going to introduce any of the three ladies because all of them have been involved in our past book reviews. So I would be doing injustice by introducing them again and again. Today, this is the first time we are starting with a book review on a book that is, we can say it's a love story. It's also a story that a first time writer has attempted. But what is wonderful is, in spite of it being her first book, the book is immensely successful. So, that is one of the reasons that we have chosen this book. Not just that it is a love story, it is what is a different take on that story and what is it that has helped us make the difference. So let's sit back and enjoy. And the stage belongs to Garima, Pallavi, and Ritu. All yours. All the best.
Thank you. So before we start this, I want like all the participants to participate. That means if you can judge the book by its cover. I want like one line answer of yours on our chat box. What do you think like right after reading the title of the book, what would be the book all about? What is your intake on it? Just like one liners in the chat box. What do you think like it would be? Anyone?
Unbelievable.
Please come again.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, right? Okay, a few more, please. If I may hear Miss Bhavna or Miss Pallavi. Oh no, not Pallavi. Pallavi is the reviewer. She knows. Okay, Meenakshi. Yeah. So yes, as I was asking, so that was this. So too good to be true. We're going to review a book that is probably like people call it like a contemporary love story, but the time like I was reading, I felt what make a person and then how do they fall in love. That's how like the entire plot is being written. So we're going to have an idea about it. It is written by our YouTube sensation, that is Prajakta Kohli. So, like I have seen a few early videos of this author, and then like I saw a prominent transformation in her personality, how she turned into a writer, and here today, all of us are reviewing a book, that too a debut book written by a person who just started her journey as a YouTube video content creator. So the genre of this book is a fiction, contemporary, and mostly full of humor and expressions. So the focus I have kept about the review today is about syntax, language, structure, and expression. So I would be talking about how a author, that too like too young to be reviewed by the senior people like us, but still the way she was able to express it in a serene, in a lucid language, that's what made the book captivating. That's what I felt, that I completed the entire book in two sitting only. I would have done that in one sit, but as the other work kept me occupied, so I took two sitting to complete the entire book. The plot goes around this novel follows a young woman, Avni, and she met a guy whose name is Aman. And how do they go along with the story and everything along with? That's what like the book talks about. Through humor, the theme of the book is self-discovery. Here, everything is about the protagonist, that is Avni. She leads, because she is in the uh, power of taking decisions. She was able to take decisions. That's what made her the protagonist of the book. Otherwise, there were equally important other characters as well. But because Avni was in the power taking capacity, that's what like made her uh, way ahead of the other characters. So this book talks about relationships. Sometimes they are romantic relationships, sometimes they are friendships, and sometimes they are relationships as well. The bio relationships, the grandmother, the parents, the siblings. That's how like the book goes around, and it is about growth and acceptance, something that we do not much bother about. So this book talks about mental health as well. I have taken a few points that can highlight the other aspects over love story part at the same time. So the syntax author used about writing the book is it's about sentence structure. The first part about the syntax is sentence structure. So if you read this first one example taken from the book, let me set it. Yeah. One example taken from the book, this the quality and the style of the sentences is like short and punchy. Sentences are sometimes way too longer, and sometimes they are just with the help of the way like Gen Z's they use the kind of short forms, the kind of phrases, the kind of contemporary language. We have it. We will have a look of that in the slide. So, if you read this example, I could see the disaster, the catastrophe, the absolute mess my life was about to become, and all because I decided to say yes. So here, this example actually highlights about the protagonist, that is Avni. She is not ready to accept positivity in her life because she has been going through the childhood trauma a lot. So she was not able to take decision whenever something positive or something good used to happen in her life. She used to just like try to find the negativity in that aspect. How can this be that good? How can this be happening even? So that's what like too good to be true is characterized in all her soliloquies, monologues, and the way like she thinks and a way like that. So if we move around, the kind of punctuation and grammar the author has used to make the book captivative is like short punch and informal punctuation most of the time. That's make the serious author little irritating, but like the Genjis, obviously yes, they would love it because they understand the short forms better than the full forms of anything, because that makes a communication effective and easier. So you see, me, a responsible adult, huh, what a joke. So here she is responding to a friend of her who is asking Avni to accept this love life or this thing which is coming her way. But she is not ready to accept that no, this good cannot happen in my life. So no, I'm not ready yet. So that's how like we behave when like so much of trauma is going on in our life. So the next aspect I have taken is stylistic elements. So the first thing, something the entire book, here in this book, this particular technique is being used as the thread in a necklace. So we are not able to see the thread, but it is the thread only that binds the all the poles and make that as a necklace. That's what like this particular element is working here in this book, that whatever is happening, to make it more clear, the protagonist is trying to think at the background, and that's what make every scene, every aspect more clear. So and that thinking aspect in this book is given in the italics. So as many dialogues and conversations you will see in the book, that many italics you will see in the book, and that's what make the book more easy to be comprehended. So I like that technique a lot. And other thing, what is required when you read a book, the most important thing is the book is in a picturesque form. When you read something and the entire image or the entire picture is right in front of your eyes, you are able to relate more. That's what like the book does everywhere in the entire book. A few examples if you see, because picturesque element makes the expression more striking and more expressive. So one example, if you read, I have shown that on the slide, that it is Avni's monologue. I bit my lower lip as I contemplated Maya's words. a suggestion from her friend, a best friend. So I bit my lower lip. So now that's how like we are able to now picturize how exactly we also think when something is going on. So one more example about this element is by Aman, uh, reaching over and wiping the chocolate milk mustache off her upper lips. That means that the entire picture is right clear before us. We are able to feel how when we drink something, how that upper lip gets covered and how exactly that happens. So that is like that's how like they were trying to be intimate with each other, they were trying to come closer, and that's how the entire book is very like full of imagery, and that's what make it better. Now see, the picturesque funny bone, that my favorite part of the entire book, the picturesque element is this. Aman says to Avni, your 3,000 pairs of silver jhumkas are clear indicators of what kind of day you are anticipating you're going to have. See how easily he was able to predict his girlfriend, that the kind of jhumkas she wears that decides how he is going to behave with her the along with the day. So when you have got your tiny jhumkas, you have errands to run, bills to pay, tests to appear for, or assignments to submit. And when you have got big jhumkas on, that means like you woke up little early today and you were able to talk to your grandmother, you were able to make a great breakfast for yourself, and you were able even to decide what to wear instead of finding whatever comes first after opening the cupboard and you wear and rush to your work or your college. No, because you woke up early, so you were able to take charge of the day in your hands. That's what like I just love this kind of imagery in the book, the way they are trying to highlight, they are trying, the author is trying to tell the young generation that it's not only everything isn't about love, it's about a lifestyle as well. If you take charge of the day, you wake up little early, that's how like you would be able to perform better the rest of the day. So that is one thing. And then if I talk about the language of the book, so the first thing that comes in our mind is tone and style. So the tone of the book is mix of humor, self-deprecating obviously, and emotional depth is right there in each and every dialogue and conversation. So if you read this example, love is like that one sock you lose in the washing machine. You think it's there, you hope it's there, but sometimes it's just gone, and you are not able to find where exactly it has gone. And next time when you are going to use the washing machine drum, you see that one little small hanky or a sock is always there. You find that something that you were not able to find for rest of the time. So yeah. And then next comes about language review is dialogues and narration. So it is like casual and engaging mostly, and they were actually mimicking real life conversation. When I say mimic, they were exactly doing that. I was able to relate in most of the situations that yes, exactly that happens, and that's how like we relate with a good read. Friends, what's the plan? Uh, so Avni being panicked, probably eat a tub of ice cream, then figure out life. The same we do, stress eating. And that's what like made me more relatable and not to leave the book without completing it, because I wanted to read more of relatable aspects of our real life. So anything which connects us better, so we are able to relate that in a better way. So use of slang and pop culture references is way too much because the book is written by a young author and somebody. So this book is maybe like full of this generation Z lingo, making it highly relatable for those kind of people who are so much into social media and reading and chirping and living life that way. So I also like so the people who are attending the session today, most of us have kids, so if we read the book, we would be able to improvise our linguistic criteria as well, and we would be able to understand our young generation's language in a better way. So if you read this, this is giving major main character energy, or at least that's what I told myself. I tripped over my own shoelaces. So if you see main character energy, and that kind of phrases and slangs have been used in the entire book. My favorite out of that pop culture funny bone is, see, like, I want you people to read this on yourself. That will give you that rhythm of life. The professor stopped professoring, the students stopped studenting, and my brain stopped braining. That's how, like, if you understand the humor part, the fun part, the professor stopped professoring. All of us are trainers, right? And if you see something that's happening, so that's how, like, you stop being yourself and start going along with the class. Sometimes it happens. Or I mean, that's how, like, it was relatable again. And the structure of the book in terms of chapter and flow, so the entire book is divided into short engaging chapters, making it easy to read. So how to I mean, one of the example from one of the chapters, that's how, like, you see how to maintain a flow of a story, how to ruin a date in 10 minutes. So the book itself gives the spoiler. I did it in 5. Obviously, Avni is talking to a friend in a monologue form, in front of a friend. That's how, like, I did it in 5. So these are like the way. About the pacing, the story is fast paced storytelling, but slows down in a key emotional moments, obviously. Fast paced, the speed maintained by the author is coming only because of that one part, that is that thread thing that I mentioned earlier, the thinking part. So, whatever you like, if the author, if the reader is left languished here and there, that what should it be meant probably, so the thinking part clears it immediately. So you need not to put a lot of pressure on your brain interpreting your way whatever is being said. The author clears it right there. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't running from myself. I was standing still, facing my fears head on. So this was after the first fight amongst the couple. That is there were two couples. One is like Avni and Aman. The other one was a friend of Avni, that is Ria, and like her friend. So that's how, like, there were two stories going on side by side. Then comes the character development. So the protagonist starts as clumsy and unsure, and this happens only because of her childhood trauma. The traumas they were happening because of um, her parents' disturbed marital life. That's how, like, she was not able to perform better in the activities, and gradually grows into like, she gradually grows into a more confident person by learning how to sublime the trauma she is going through. So she used to apologize for everything, and then, like, she stopped. She took the charge of her life, that their parents her parents may be like at a disturbed pace, but she can take a charge of the life and can live a normal life too. She tried, and she is trying everywhere. So the next part is yes. So there are a few lessons. So one lesson here we're going to have, and then, like, I will be adding on a few more lessons after listening to Ritu's input on this thing. So let's have just one thing. So this conversation is happening uh, between these two people, Avni to Gagan. Gagan is the brother of Aman, the hero of the story. So now, because Gagan and Aman, they were from an opulent family, so they were the students of Ivy League schools and education. Still, how observant Avni was, because she was like kind of a person who used to work in a bookstore and was mostly indulged in reading and everything. So she was like more conscious, and she was kind of a grammar geek at the same time. That's what, like, her characterization is. So when Gagan tries to make Avni understand that Aman is not a good fit, so you just, like, take a selfie in this opulent property and spend some good time with him, and then move on, forget him. That's what, like, he wanted to portray. And before entering the room where all of them were staying for a party, he asked Avni to enter the room by using the word can I come in. So Avni says answers like, you may come in. So if you all of you can figure out the difference between can and may. Here, my grammar geek nature comes in the picture, and let me tell you, we use can to portray, to display our capability. If we are able to capable, if we are able to do anything, a task we only know, so that time we use can. And when there is a permission involved, we always use may and not can. So most of us, most of the time, use the word can even for the things that we only know we can do or we can't do. So if I say, can I swim? How can I ask someone else? Because if I'm asking the supervisor of that swimming pool, so I will have to ask, may I swim? Because permission is involved. So can I swim is the answer that I can only give. So see, that's how like Avni was that level observant about the grammar and everything. So see, if a person who is that observant about the language, how observant and alert and vigilant the person would be about the life, and that too when it comes to select a life partner. That's how it is. So let's move ahead with the uh, Ritu's input here.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Ritu, and I'm reviewing not for the first time. I hope many of you know me already. So, Dr. Williams has already talked plenty about the book. I must say, I absolutely agree with Dr. Garima Williams. There are many words that I had heard, but uh, you know, I was reading them and I was realizing that this is such a Gen Z lingo. When you read the book, you realize that it is written in such a way that you are actually feeling it happening around you. And that is, of course, a skill that many writers, because we keep reading books, there are many writers who do not have this kind of a skill to engross you in the book completely. And just like Dr. Garma Williams, I was also absolutely absorbed when I was reading this book. And the lingo is quite catchy because it is a young writer who is writing it, and she knows better how to connect the youth with her book. So there are many things when you read them, you realize that this is the young generation mentioning, talking, describing, and all that. When you read the book, you understand that young writer is writing, and probably she. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Williams.
Yeah.
And it is clearly understood that she is talking to people of her own age. Please go back.
Okay.
Okay, so when you start reading, there is another very beautiful thing that is there. It seems that she is writing a journal. This is diary writing. The date is there. So on 27th of March 23, and the entire work is in first person account, a first person account of Avani as well as Aman. So both of them are talking to you. They are telling you what I'm going through, how I look at things, and all that. So when you read the book, both of them are talking to you. They are telling you what they are thinking. There is no narrator. There is no somebody telling you that there's a girl called Avni and all that. And there is one thing which is lacking, which I could not really stay connected with. And that one thing was we do have a good description of the protagonist, the male protagonist, Aman, but there is no, you know, to be to feel connected with, to have an image of the lady Avni. Nobody is describing how she looks like. So at times I couldn't really connect with what Aman was talking about, his lady love Avni. So the story begins that it is 27th of March, and uh, Avni is a law student. She is studying to be a lawyer. She has already done her bachelor's in lawyer, and now she is doing LLM. So she has gone through the stages of learning the skill of argument, of understanding what is right and what is wrong. So from the very first chapter, you realize that Avani is someone who is quite well versed with the world around her, and she knows what is right and what is wrong. She understands, and because she is a lawyer, so she more understands what is right and what is wrong. She also mentions plenty of humor is used all through the book. A few chapters are, not there which contain humor. So she says that she has been living with her grandmother Aji, and when she used to write on the book, that is doodling is everybody's forte. Even when we are talking to people, if we do not have pen and paper, we our fingers keep moving in some patterns. So whenever she used to write something, the aji, she used to scold her. She used to say, the grandmother used to tell her that you are vandalizing my books. So she says that, and now I'm at a bookstore which is called Bombay Bound. It was owned by one of her friends' family, and she mentions that I'm so happy that now I have plenty of books of my own which I can vandalize. So I felt a little connected when we were young, and we used to use the books. We used to keep them very clean so that no vandalization does not happen. So I felt connected with that. And today, on 27th of March, last night there was a little rain. And because of that rain, Mumbai rains, they are very famous. So we all can connect with that. The rains had spoiled her mood. She does not really like rains. And so very uncomfortable with the events of last night. And the event is only rain. So the event of last night had given her a sullen face, but anyhow, she reaches her work, and she is taking care of the billing counter at the shop called Bombay Bound. Ma'am, can we shift?
Yes.
And then when she is at Bombay Bound, it is Monday, not many people are there. So she was planning to have a cup of coffee with another character in the Bombay Bound. At that point enters someone who is quite tall, and she's quite good at judging. She's trying to figure out 6 feet 2 inches or 6 feet 3 inches, and then she observes him head to toe. He is clad in crisp, clean, and very well tailored suit, and you know the definition of uh, handsome men or beautiful women, she's trying to put him in that box. So she is watching him. She is not observing the client. She is not interested in the customer. She sees the black hair, brown eyes, dimpled smile, and the aftershave that that had filled the air of the bookstore. And suddenly, instead of being interested in having a client and making some money, she was rather interested. At her age, people are generally, and of course, we are reading a romance novel like Mills and Boons. The protagonist, the hero, the main characters. That is how they are introduced. So the hero is introduced, but as yet we do not know who he is. We only know how he looks like and how he is presenting himself. So he comes in to buy a book. Ma'am, can we move to the next one? And at Bombay Bound, there are a few more characters. Some of them that I've written here are not connected with Bombay Bound. Reha, she's the owner of Bombay Bound. This is her family's shop. Then Reha is interested in a boy called Dhruv. Then in Bombay Bound, there is a character called Martin. He takes care of he runs a cafe which is owned by Bombay Bound itself. And there is another lady of their age. She's called Maya. She's an independent woman. She has a house of her own in Kolaba, and she is a painter. She has her own standing in her fraternity also and the society also. And there is Avni's grandmother. She is Aji. We have already talked about her. As yet, only this much is talked about Aji. Ma'am, can we shift? Thank you. So now the second chapter starts, and there are many events that are taking place. That is why some of the things are tilted here. So after March, April has arrived, and Avni is every day in that you know the same problem. What should I wear? Because the handsome hunk that had come on day a few days back, he may drop in any time. And she's hunting for a chicken curry kurta, and it is black in color, and she believes that, and there are reasons for that. The first reason is that this is one of the most expensive, it is the most expensive piece of clothing that she owns. In addition to that, nobody looks better than Avni when she wears that kurta. So she wants to be spick and span, all set, looking the most gorgeous, so that if the handsome hunk that she has seen, he returns to the store, he should understand, he should feel as if she is the only hottest girl in his vicinity. But despite trying hard, all that she could find was an oversized gun and roses tea, a legging, and all trusted the Kolhapuri slippers that probably do not fit in uh, for a heroine to wear, especially when she has such beautiful, handsome customers coming in. Then she reaches the store wearing a t-shirt and leggings and Kolhapuris, and on that particular day, her crush returns to the store, and she tries her level best to maintain many things to engage him in herself. She tries to make things happen in a very pleasant way, but unfortunately, despite all efforts, love seems to have vanished. It seems to have been lost. So on this particular day, the hero returns, and he is here because he needs to shop for his niece. His niece, he says, is a bookworm, but unfortunately, he also mentions that very soon, probably, I don't want her to become a nerd who works in a bookstore and keeps reading the books. And that really pisses her off. She has been dreaming of him since the day she had seen him, and she had been preparing in the background every day so that she looks absolutely perfect when he sees her. But she realizes that probably she is the only one, she's dreaming too much. Probably the hero is not really interested in her, and that is how he sees her, that she is a bookworm, she is a nerd, and all that, this is all that she can really do. And Avni, the moment he says that I don't want her to become a nerd working in a bookstore, she was raged within, and she leaves no, she takes no time to show it to him. She was raged within, and she was so glad that she did not waste her black chicken curry kurta on this guy. So this is how our emotions work. When things do not go the way we want them, we don't instantly we do not try to figure out how to make it happen. On the contrary, we start believing, thank god my black kurta was not wasted on this guy. Thank god I did not waste my time preparing for today. Thank god, many other things, in which we start believing that we are more sensible. This boy thinks that I am a bookworm, I am a nerd, but I'm smarter than him. I did not waste my time, my energy on, dressing up for him. He does not deserve it. So that is how she, smoothers her ego. That is how she, tries to make herself believe that he is nothing. Whatever he is nothing. I'm much better. I'm more intelligent than him. And Martin, who is always observing whatever is happening around, he observes that Avani is pissed off. And he also observes that while Aman is moving around in the shop and looking for books and all that, Avani is constantly watching him. So this bookstore has mirrors, though mirrors are very smartly put up in a way that the small bookstore looks a little bigger, but Avni uses the mirrors in a very smart way. She does not look at the character. She's not looking at the hero. She keeps looking in the mirror. So wherever he goes and whatever he is doing, she can see him in the mirror. She can observe him. She can watch him. So because the man is an eye candy, so she is having all the fun that candy gives to the candy lover. So he had pissed off the girl. She's definitely very angry. But if something catches our eye and it takes our senses away for some time, directly or indirectly, we are always looking ahead, looking forward to get the candy. All right. So today is the 7th of April, and Avni's professor has broken a hip bone and it is a Friday. And because of that, Avni is pretty free today. She hasn't got a lot of things to do. So she comes to the bookstore. And on Fridays, they have their secret, happy hours. And these are so secret that the owner, Reha's father, he also does not know what happens after the shutters go down. There is a backdoor entry, and from the shutters are down for the rest of the world. The bookstore is shut, but in the cafe they have their own parties, and after that they uses the back door. They use the back door to return to their homes. And it was a Friday. The club, there is a book club meet also in the evenings on every Friday, which usually is cancelled. So, in the name of book club, they all stay at the store, and because generally it is being cancelled, so they have all the fun they can. They have their crappy dancing. They have several drunken rounds. They have cards against humanity. The Hogwarts pack. They keep playing till whenever. And Martin, who wants to become a bartender, that is what his ambition is. He practices all his skills on these women, Maya, Reha, sometimes Dhruv, then our lady Avni. He uses all these drinks that he makes. These people drink and they kind of review it the way we are reviewing their work. So they are. Guinea pigs, if they can be called. Even she uses the word that whatever he creates, he tries them on us, and we give the reviews. And this is going to happen in the evening. And Avani is very happy that I'm not going to the university today. And during the day, during the early hours, the crush has returned. It is not just Avani who has been thinking of the creepy stuff that he had spoken. The hero is also equally embarrassed. He realized the moment he had said that, he had realized that he has spoken something wrong. And he returns to the Bombay Bound. And there is a little introduction that takes place. And he is here with good amount of time. He is here to stay. Today he is not quickly buying something and leaving. That is what he had done on one of the earlier visits. Today is his third visit. On second visit, when he had to buy books for his niece, he had not stopped even to get the change. The return money he had not taken. He had just left. So today he has plenty of time. He came, And he realized that Avni was very angry. She had shown her anger there and then to him. And now he talks to Martin for some time, and he introduces himself to Avni also, and he speaks out his name. That's Aman Rana. So before that, during these 3 4 days, on 4th of April, he had pissed the girl off. Till 7th, she did not know his name. And in the morning, when she had understood that the professor is not there and the classes are not going to be there, in the morning, she had tried to stalk him, but she did not have his name, she did not have his number. And so she was a little heartbroken at that also. And she had decided that she'll use the office register in which the clients write their names and phone numbers. And Martin had been too much observant, so she couldn't really find out much about him. She could not get the time. So when he tells his name, Aman Raina, so she got his name and she decided to stalk him and find out more about him. So while Aman Raina is here in the store, trying to make friends with Avni, indirectly he knows that he has pissed her off and he's talking to Martin. He offers her a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, I'm sorry. And she says, yeah, why not, we would love to share, I would love to have a cup of coffee, but probably I'm not going to drink that coffee. And she sends the peon, and she tells him that sir wants to have a cup of coffee with you. And at the same time she teases him. She tells Martin, I'll drink the same stuff that Aman is drinking, but she refuses to have a cup of coffee with him. So Aman in a way really likes it, and he realizes that despite uh, no ma'am,
Yeah, yeah, I
Dr.
just, yes, yes, I by mistake changed that. Let me, you please continue. Let me go back.
So Aman is sitting in the book bound now, and he's thinking of all this stuff. He says that what am I doing here? Why am I here? Fine. So he says, did I really need to come here? No. Did he need to buy another book? No. Does he really have a niece? No. So on the second visit, he had only made a false pretext to be at this place. In fact, some time back, when he was crossing Bombay bound, he had seen Avni uh, outside. She was smiling at someone, and the way she was dressed up, the way the innocence of her face was, he had fallen in love with her instantly. And he had seen her entering Bombay bound, and he had followed her, and he realized that she's working here. So the second coming to the second visit to the Bombay bound was only to see her. Ma'am, can we go back?
This one?
Yeah. So, did I have to, next, ma'am, did I have to go to the bookstore 3 times in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, this is his third visit. He knows that no, I don't need to do that. He is already a he's a multimillionaire. He is already you know, a man who deals with the society, who deals with people, who deals with uh, clients. He knows what is right and what is wrong, just like Avni. So, did I have to try to be funny and piss her off? No, it was not needed, but that happened. And did I have a 4 year old niece who loved books? No. I've already told you it was just an excuse to come and have a word with her. And did he have to bunk his weekly evaluation meetings? And he faked to his office that he's having a headache. He did not need to do that. He's sitting here and working, and he's probably, it seems that he's not even working. He's only the way Avni has been, watching him. He is doing the same thing, and Martin is observing both of them. He realizes that this man is not working here. He does not really need to sit here and work. So he actually goes to Aman and he tells him that I know your office is quite around. It is not very far off. So why do you have to sit here and work? So Martin tells Aman that I Googled you. It is not every day that we have billionaire CEOs stopping by for a coffee and the views. He knows he is watching Aman as well as Avni. He knows that he is here only to have a look at the girl. And he didn't look in Avni's direction, but with the push of his shoulder, he indicates that he's talking about Avni. Ma'am, can we? Thank you. So at this point, Aman finds that people around have really understood what is going on. And he tries to make friends with Avani, offers her coffee, and she was so irked that she calls Shambhu Kaka, who's the peon, and tells him to have a coffee with Sir, that is Aman. And she joins Martin, and both of them are stalking him on Instagram. So, can we shift to the next slide, ma'am? And when she is stalking him, she starts giving him how many percents, how many marks. And she realized that this man is perfect. Fine. He's a multimillionaire, he's a billionaire, and he is of her age. He is a perfect, charming, rich, handsome boy that any girl would fall for. And she and Martin, they have stalked him, and the parents live in Missouri, and they have six adorable dogs. And there are just very few pictures of him on the social media. She has gone through all of them, and otherwise it was a regular page on the social media. Ma'am, can we shift? And Aman is also observing her, and he is also equally giving her marks. So on this, I have written Avani everywhere. So every, a businessman, what does he do? He tries to look at the product from all the angles, and how well suited it would be to the company. And he peeps into I'm sorry, both of them are trying to figure out more about each other. And the girl also peeps into Aman's sibling, who is called Gagan, and their fun moments together. And she also realizes that Gagan is not in India, he lives abroad. And Aman, at the same time, is trying to figure out, does she fall less in any case? No, she doesn't. The graphs you can see, they are going up and up in whatever things, in whatever aspects he wants to feel and see and have Avani. All of them are going up, up and up. Ma'am, can we shift to the next one? And now, at this point of time, she invites him, Avani, invites Aman to the happy hours that start in the evening after the shutters are down. And Aman, he was also looking for an opportunity. He says, okay, fine, I'll be there. So in the evening, he comes, but he is a little late. A little means about an hour late. So by this time, Avni has been thinking of all the things that she could imagine. That he does not really like me. He is a billionaire. Why would he be interested in me? And all those, all those ingredients that we put into our own ideas and opinions, and the kind of the dishes that we keep cooking unnecessarily that are not even needed. Avni is doing the same thing. Anyhow, the guy returns in 1 hour. Not returns. He comes late. He is there after 1 hour from the time that was decided. And he is, both of them are being teased by others. And Avani is more teased because the desperation that she has on her face that he has not come is showing off, though she tries to tell everyone that no, it's just okay if he doesn't turn up, how does that matter, and all that. But she's pretty desperate to have a look at him. So in the next chapter, Aman has arrived, and Avni is having, ma'am, we need to go back. Avni is having drinks, whatever Martin is, you know, learning, whatever he's trying to create is being offered to all of them. And we also come to know that Aman is a teetotaler. He does not drink. He does not take any hard drinks. So it is the lady who is getting drunk. And uh, after that, he offers her to drop her home. Both of them walk to her house. And she was a little tipsy because she had taken a little more than what was needed as a drink in the evening. She was pretty tipsy, and they kept all through the walk. They tried to manage walking together, and when they reach, he asks Avani that, can I call you? She says, yes, of course you can call me anytime, but she refuses to give him his phone number. And then he leaves her at the gate of her society, and he leaves for his house. And by the way, the house is also pretty close to Bookbound. And in the next chapter, uh, 4 days have passed, but there is no, return from Aman's side. And Avni does not know where he lives and what he does and all that. Of course, she knows where he works, where his office is, but she does not know anything beyond that because there are very few posts from Aman, even on the social media. So for 4 days, she has been waiting for him that he would come and whatever a teenager, she's not a teenager. So at her age, whatever people imagine when they are in love. But because Aman has not turned up, and the way she had treated him, she was angry on the second meeting. When third for the third time he came, she offered the tea. She, sent the tea to Shambhu Kaka. And when finally he had asked for the number, she had refused to give him the phone number also. So the glacier that she was, the ice wall that she had created between them, that had suddenly started to fall off. In fact, she was very angry with herself only, that when he is so much interested in her, how could she not give the phone number, and how could she not show him that she is also interested in him? 4 days have passed, and she is angry with everything and everyone. So and in a fit of anger, she takes the phone number from the office register, the customer's phone number, and on that number she sends a message that the glaciers are melting. Ma'am, can we shift? So it is 8th of April. This is the next day. That is the Saturday. So Aman woke up with a phone call. It was his mother's phone call, and instantly he tells his mother about Avni, and whether he has spoken about her too soon or too late. That is another dilemma that all of us are always in. That, am I doing it too much? Am I doing it too little? Am I too early? And all that. So he is also trying to, for all these 4 days when he was away, he is also trying to stalk Avni on social media. But the kind of busy man he is, he somehow could not find any time. At this point of time, another character is being introduced. There is a girl called Cheryl, and she is his secretary. And she was not just his secretary, she was his father's secretary also. She's quite a mature woman. She was friends with Aman's mother, and she's a motherly figure to him. Cheryl realizes that Aman lives by himself. So she cooks good home food for him, and often, treats him to home cooked food. Aman, can we shift? So it is the 12th of April. On 7th, they had met. For all these days, he is missing. And she is balancing her thoughts. The love is kind of dying. We have already read that love was lost. It was found for some time, and now it is dying again. And she starts thinking whether the man has died, because uh, if he could not come, he could, send messages in a way that she could know that he was around. So she starts balancing her thoughts that probably the man has died. He was definitely interested in her. She knows it. and then she has all of these things going on. So the point of being coy and not giving, now she is trying to understand why, if the man has not died, if he is alive, why is he not contacting her? Why has he not returned? So she starts balancing her thoughts. She says that the point of being coy and not giving the number to Aman in the first place had been to keep a safe distance. All right. So on a third meeting, if somebody is asking for a phone number, and that was the first day he had kind of shown that he is interested in her. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Sandhya, I'll wind up. So it is the 14th of April, and the guy has returned, and he has returned to indicate that he is really interested in her. He tells her that one of the dogs in Missouri was not well and he had to be there, and that is why he was not there. Ma'am, can we shift? And Aman, not soon enough, he takes her for a dinner on this very day, in on this very evening. So they dine together, and the restaurant is owned by our hero, the billionaire. And Aman drops her at her society, and they exchange their phone numbers for future communications. Ma'am, can we shift? So this is the next day, and Avni and Aman, both of them are so engaged in thinking and working out only with about each other that this man, just to have Avni around, he throws a fake party. And he tells Avni that one of his friends is going abroad, and that is why there is a farewell party. There, nobody is going anywhere. He just creates this party, and he has all his boys' gang and Cheryl and everyone engaged in that. And a party is thrown just to have Avni at his house. Ma'am, can we move to the next one? So in his house, he takes Avni to his private library, and there are innumerable books. When she looks at the library, she was like that this man does not need to come to the bookstore, but he comes only because he's interested in her. And from there in the library, there is a little bar also, and Avni gets badly drunk. And all the party was engaged by the office connections. Ma'am, can we shift? And that is where I leave you. Now it is Mrs. Palvi Agarwal's, sorry, CA Palvi Agarwal's turn to keep you going with the story.
Thank you so much, Rituji. Garima ji, do you have something to share before I begin?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, thank you so much. So here's the Avni. Let's begin. She is ambitious, focused, a law student who always done things by the book. No shortcut, no distraction, especially not for love. So when Aman enters the picture, charming, magnetic, and yet a billionaire's ear, she throws her off balance. The story picks up right when her two worlds collide. She is in the middle of juggling coursework, and suddenly there is an intense romance locking on her carefully constructed wall. She admits, I have never slacked at school, and that too because of a boy. Never ever. This moment introduces the big question. How do you balance personal dreams with the sudden demand of new relationship? So the story is, so here's the picture. We see the Avni struggling with her studies, with her feelings, with the question we all face sometimes. Can I have it all? Or will I have to choose between love and my dreams? Can we really chase personal ambition and nurture the deep relationship at the same time? Next, please. So here the story opens up. Avni, as we all know, that Avni was pursuing his law. So While checking her semester results, he only discovered she failed 3 out of 5 courses, something shocking for her. The shock was huge. Avni, a high achiever, has always been on top of her studies. Now she is doubting herself, feeling panicked, and blaming her new relationship with Aman for distracting her. She questions her worth, and most of all, she wonders, is this because of Aman? Is love distracting her uh, from whom she used to be? She says to herself, I failed 3 out of 5 courses. I'm freaking out. This has never happened before, and I don't know what to do. And just like that, love become a mirror that reflects fear, self-doubt, and a very real internal tug of war. So here is what we have left wondering. Have you ever felt pulled into two directions? One by love or relationship and another by personal goal. How did you handle that tension? Ma'am, can we have another one? So here is the Avni's support system. When during this period of crisis, uh, we will reveal how Avni copes with this stress. She calls her best friend Martin. As we already know, she has 3 best friends, Martin, Ria, and Maya. So she confesses her fear with them. She initially thinks about running away from Aman so she can focus on her career. However, her friends urge her not to make rash decisions. They encourage her to try again, both with her failed classes and with Aman. Avni roommates and friends keep her. Ma'am, please, previous one only. Yeah, Avni's roommate and friend keep her grounded. They tease her, push her, they poke her, fun at her, challenges her, but also offer genuine support and offer the kind of tough love only close friend can give. They aren't just comic relief character. They see her, they remind her of who she is beyond Aman, beyond grades. They remind us that the chosen family of friend can be just as powerful as one we are born into. And that friendship isn't always gentle. Sometimes it challenges, sometimes it reveals what we try to hide. So ask yourself, have your friend ever helped you face a truth you were avoiding? Ma'am, next, please. So here is leap into the official relationship. Before failing her classes, as we already know, Avni and Aman had kept things somewhat casual, but still emotionally intense. Now everything accelerated. Aman is constantly supportive. When Avni finally called her to confess her bad grades, he responded, "Baby, it's going to be fine. I can help you with classes in any way you want. I'm sure I'm sure you can get this through." He says we, not you. Mark, he said we, not you. The little word speaks volume. He stands beside her, treating her problem and shared challenges. There is a moment when that is the moment when Avni decided enough with the maybes, and it is a time to define the relationship. So she take a deep breath and asks, "Does that friendship offer still stand?" But the phone line got silent. She panics. Maybe she misread it all. Maybe it's going to walk away. But until he kisses her, no words, just action. It is their unspoken answer. That is when a label becomes real. That is when fear meets clarity. The moment cements their commitment. Avni breaks down the wall of her own fear, deciding it is worth risking heartbreak. If it means really a few, it is worth risking heartbreak if it means having a real future with Aman. Now, here's question for all of us. Is taking first step in love freeing or terrifying? And is it worth the risk either? Next slide, please, ma'am. So now now the scene shifted to the living room where Amni meets Gagan, Aman's elder brother. The air is colder here, not because of the temperature, but because of the energy. Gagan is described as more serious and reserved, someone who watches her closely without giving away his own thoughts. Avni immediately feel judged. He stood there stiffly, arm crossed. I felt like he was scrutinizing me. This encounter hit her insecurities. She wonders if she truly belongs in Amar glittering high society family. This belief meeting foreshowed potential conflict. Will she be accepted or seen as an outsider? Question for the group. When you meet a loved one family and sense an unspoken tension, how do you handle this awkwardness or fear of not measuring up? Ma'am, next one, please. So here we are reconciling two different worlds. Now let's board private jet. Yes, the real one. Avni look around stunned. Every detail seemed luxury. She tried to play a cool. She even jokes. One of the most charming element of this chapter is humor, especially Avni's self-depreciating jokes about Avan lavish life, for example. She jokes about his private jet being only okay, but later admits she is never seen anything so luxurious. Beneath the joke, we see Avni's discomfort. She deeply worried about fitting into Avni's world, a universe of personal staff, lavish events, and fancy parties. Humor is her shield, helping her cope up with the feelings of awkwardness and overwhelm. Here's the question for the group. Have you ever used humor to diffuse tension? When facing fishy situation that feels awkward or overwhelming, while make why does making fun of something helps? Ma'am, next one. So here we see is humor as coping. Here where thing gets funny, but they are not really funny. Avni is anxious, overwhelmed, insecure how to exit in Aman's wealthy words. So she jokes about the garden, the private jet, the mile high clubs. I think I will do just that or leave it. It's Victorian, she said, pretending to plan her own garden meltdown. But this humor isn't for laugh. Humor becomes a cushion against her sharp edge of discomfort. It softens the heavy moments. You so let me ask you, have you ever made a joke just to avoid feeling small, judged, or out of, or be to save yourself from being out of place? What were you really trying to say underneath it? Ma'am, next one. So here's how Avni faced the family celebrations. Aman invites Avni to his parents' wedding anniversary party in Missouri. An event that will be filled with close family, a high profile guest. This is huge because family is always a significant relationship milestone, isn't it? So he says yes, not because she's ready, but because deep down she wanted to be part of his world. This is more than a party, it is a test of trust. The movement is huge, the love is becoming public, its intimacy becoming visible. And so we ask, when you reach family milestone in a relationship, does it shift your sense of commitment or a exposure? Next one, please, ma'am. So, what make a place feel like home? Let me take you to a tulip garden in Missouri. Avni is surrounded by beauty. Aman brother hugs her. There's laughter, warmth, and and for once peace. In Missouri, Avni has a beautiful moments with Aman Man, warmth, acceptance, a sense of home. But it is very short-lived. Gagan ruins it with his cruel world. He tells her, without really saying it, that she is just a guest, not a family, and suddenly she is back in the space of not belonging. It's heartbreaking because feeling safe and then losing that feeling, that is different kind of a pain. Avni Joy wilt under the Gagan gaze. She is no longer feeling welcomed. Nobody have ever spoken to me like that before. I had never been made feel so unwanted. So we wonder, can love truly feel like home if the people who built that home don't want you in it? Ma'am, next, please. So now, what happened when you force someone to open up? At the party, things boiled over. Gaggan corners Avni with caution disguised as concern. Aman is upset, and Avni breaks, not out of trust but pressure. The truth spills out, not by choice, but because she hadn't hold it anymore. Her parents are gone. She has been carrying that grief alone for years, and instead of comfort, she gets judgment. Even Aman in that moment fails to understand her. It's raw, real, and so painfully human. This wasn't healing. This was a breakdown. So here's the real question. Is it love? If we demand openness only when we are ready to hear it, not when they are ready to speak. Ma'am, next slide, please. So can healing begin when love was lost? After that boil over, Avni walks away from the relationship, from the noise, from the pressure to be okay. It hurts, but it is necessary. She breaks, she rests, she heals. Therapy helps. Aji helps. Times helps. She unpacked the guilt she carried since her parents' death. The loneliness masked as strength. It is not easy. There's no quick fix, but slowly she began to rebuild not just her heart, but her sense of self. She learns that healing isn't a straight road, it's messy, but is also where the real growth begins. So ask yourself, can love still exist when it shouldn't hold space from our darkest truth? Ma'am, next one, please. So, what if the things too good to be true was just true? Then, after a few months, it was a graduation day. Now, Avni has grown. She is more stronger, more sure of what she is. She's healed. She's no longer the girl who felt unworthy. She's someone who faced grief alone and survived. And then, from nowhere, out of blue, Aman shows up. No big gesture, no dramatic speeches, just a quiet, funny, imperfect reunion. And maybe that is what real love looks like. Not a grand gestures, but in timing, patience, and showing it, showing up when it matters. Just a wrong email ID. Ma'am, please previous one only. Just a wrong email ID that brings them back together. Let me lulu your lemons at gmail.com. It is ridiculous. It's perfect. It's them. And in that moment, something clicks. He says, you didn't need a savior. You need someone who get out of your way. He waited not to fix her, but to meet her when she was ready. So here is what we left with. Is it still love if we wait silently, shows up gently, accept you fully, or not when you are broken, but when you begin to bloom again? Ma'am, please. Next one. So throughout it all, one thing stand out: vulnerability. Avni learns that loving someone means letting them see the messy part. The Aman, despite his mistakes, Aman, despite his mistake, tries to meet her where she is. Sometimes he thinks strength is hiding pain, but here strength is sharing it, and it does that. They don't just build a relationship; they build trust.
Pallavi ma'am, I'm really sorry to chip in, but I think we'll have to be a little fast because it is 12:30. I'm really sorry. Please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just winding up. Ma'am, next slide, please. So, lesson we learned from these stories, we have to balance love and affections. How do we come out of insecurities? And thirdly, humor help us to humor help us to coping up when we feel overwhelmed, and we have to trust taking the risk. So here now I hand over the session to Garima ma'am.
You. So while we move ahead with like just 2 or 3 more minutes for the review session, I want all of you, the ones like who are listening to us, to drop just 3 emojis in the group in this chat box that relates you with the book, with the reviewers, with the review process and everything. You have to tell the entire story in 3 emojis only. So please do that for us so that like we feel like a little better maybe. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Dr. Garima.
Yeah. Everyone, please do like share the entire story in 3 emojis.
We'll be very grateful. Kindly do the same in the group also.
Yeah, that too. But here that is needed so that like we can understand what exactly you going through.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it
Thank you,
is.
Pinaki ji.
All right.
Can we request the other participants also to kindly share?
Are you
Thank you,
even
Sandhya
listening to
ma'am.
us, people who are there? I mean, like I can see 12 more participants there,
Yeah.
right? So I wanted, yeah, Akshay is there. So yes, Sandhya ma'am did that. A few more. I believe like it is just like a close proximity kind of a thing that people are right there, but they are not paying attention to us. Yes, Mitali, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Mitali ji.
Thank you, Mitali.
First of all, wonderful. I think y'all really made Sunday for many of them.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Pinaki, for coming in, for rushing in for the last moment to help us. And Garima, Ritu, and Pallavi, awesome job.
thank you.
It took me back
Thank you.
25 years ago
Yeah.
when I began my love story.
Yeah.
So all the really wonderful, really wonderful. I think
So you were reminded. You
sorry
were
I had to
reminded of.
tell you all to wrap it up, but being a Sunday,
No
Yes,
problem.
we need to do
I know
that.
there are people who want to listen, but there are also people who have other commitments. So that's the reason I had to tell you all to wrap it up. But really wonderful. Thank you, Mangala ma'am, for joining us. Thank you, Lian. Kishore sirs. Thank you so much. Mitali, Akshay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next session.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Lovely.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, should we call it a day?
Yes,
I
definitely.
think we should. I think we should.
Have a nice day, everyone. See you again.
See you again. Thank you for coming. Thanks a lot. Pinaki sir, thank you very much.